And
Okay.
we're live. And
Okay.
yeah, episode 40.
Oh, are you recording the Zencaster?
Let me click that as well. You're right. Make sure I'm always recording there because I don't want to. Oh my God.
Never again.
I know. Don't just that one time though. Just that one time.
Yeah, just the one. It's like I'm so traumatized by that will never happen again.
I know.
Like ever.
I know. Oh God, it's crazy.
So funny. Okay, let me retweet this.
Hee hee.
Yay.
Okay.
Hi, Kate Payne.
Kate Payne. Yes, our favorite.
Early.
Our favorite listener. I'm also
I
part
shouldn't have
of.
favorites, but I do.
That's true. So I also joined a Discord channel called MXTX Hell, and it's just like a bunch of like friends from like all
yes.
over. Are you part of them too?
Oh no, I saw them, but I didn't join. I'm like scared to join another Discord. But
Dude,
yeah, maybe I
it's they have really good recs for
perfect.
fan fiction and stuff. I'll send you. I'll just send you a
invite.
link. Yeah, I'll send you just in case if you want to.
Okay.
Because it's like I posted about my haul from the Osaka like cafe, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we heard you talk." One of them was like, "Oh yeah, did you talk about it on your podcast? Because I remember you talking about it." And I was like, "You listen to my podcast?
Oh my God! Wow.
Wow. Okay, thanks.
I'm so honored. Yeah.
Wow." So that was nice. That was a nice confidence boost. Also,
cute.
are we recording 2 episodes today or not? Do we have enough for 2?
Okay. I have up to 197 done.
Okay, so
198 is incomplete.
Okay, so
These are like kind of long. If we do like 2 45-minute or 50-minute ones, maybe.
Okay. It feels like okay. So I'm looking at 140, no, 194. That's pretty short. 193. Oh my God, no, these are really short.
Oh really?
Yeah. So let's
Then
just
we'll
do
do the one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's do the one. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I took a nap today, so I got maybe like an hour of writing in before I was like, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, you're
I'm falling asleep.
fine. We do have to catch up though, for sure, and have
before-
like
Yeah.
some
before
buffer. Yeah, especially before Korea.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Hello,
Kate Payne, did I
everyone.
fuck up? The bottom show you posted this past week was the same as the week before. Ah, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Wait, what?
I messed up the Patreon bottom show post, so I'm gonna have to go edit that. I'm gonna do that before we get too far and start actually
fine.
recording.
I'll say hello. Hello, Nemesis. What's up? Thanks for coming in so early. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Tankers. Oh, you all came in from the notification? Hell yeah, I'm glad y'all have the
Nice.
notification button turned on. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patreon bottom show, episode 39. And it's uploading.
You like
Save.
my glasses? Okay, well, I'm wearing my glasses because I have an eye situation going on that I actually
no.
need to go to the doctor's for next Thursday.
Oh no.
But we'll figure it. But they are also cute. You know? So it's okay.
They are cute. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about your eye. That sucks.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I am. It should be. They said it's like shouldn't take too long, whatever. But we'll see what happens. You never know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Kate Payne, there's no other episodes that are messed up, right? Please let me know if they are.
Oh my God. Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
need to like. Just
Sorry,
shout at
sorry.
us and, like. Yeah. I think also if there's an issue, just like tweet at us because I think we check our Twitter more often.
Yes.
Maybe that we can fix it right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, thanks, Kate. Thanks, Tankurius. Yeah, they're cute. They're like blue light glasses, which is good for your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
That
you,
was the
Kate
only
Payne.
one. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Look, we only
Woo.
make tiny mistakes.
Tiny mistakes. Tiny mistakes.
Tiny.
Sort of.
Tiny. Yep.
As you can see behind me, the mattress is gone, which means Oolong can now free reign run around this room to his heart's delight.
No more peeing on stuff, maybe.
Hopefully. We'll see about
Cross
that.
your fingers.
I did put some sound foam around my desk, and Puar got curious about it immediately, so there's a good chance that she's gonna be a menace during stream. We'll see.
Mashing it.
She likes to climb
Yeah,
them.
let us know if Stella's microphone sounds better
Yeah.
or anything. Yeah.
Like when I'm editing, to me it sounds terrible, but when I'm listening to the episode, it doesn't sound as bad. It's just like a little bit echoey in here since I don't have any furniture or anything.
You have to put a whole ass bed in here.
Yeah, with like fur and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. Okay.
It'll work itself out.
I guess we can start recording now.
Okay. Welcome to BLHQ. I'm Jenny Belly.
And I'm Stella Chu.
This is our weekly podcast breaking down the danmei web novel Heaven's Official Blessing, written by MXTX. We deep dive a few chapters at a time and discuss themes, cultural backgrounds, and our overall reactions. Spoilers abound and screaming will be had, so you have been warned.
A recap of last week, White No-Face lures 100 travelers into stabbing Xie Lian inside of a temple. Huatsen, in the form of a ghost fire, explodes from anguish and kills everyone, turning into a savage ghost. 2 months later, Xie Lian regains his body and he travels back to his family. Fenchen finds him and they get into an argument when he realizes that Xie Lian's personality has completely changed. Fenchen leaves. Soon after, Xie Lian's parents commit suicide to ease his burden. Xie Lian falls into despair, then turning into another White No-Face, planning to unleash the human face disease on the Yong'an citizens. As he gathers resentful spirits for this curse, a voice calls out to him, "Your Highness."
So that brings us into chapter 192. White-clothed ghost appoints Black Warrior as general. So this black-clothed youth wears clean warrior attire. He's tall and slender, and he has black inky hair tied up high. Around his waist is a saber, and on his face is a white mask with a crescent smile. Xie Lian holds up his sleeves, sucking all the black mist souls into an array within. He asks the black-clad youth, "Who are you calling?" The youth is still on his knees, like a servant swearing an oath, and he says, "I was calling you, Your Royal Highness." Xie Lian says that he is no longer the Royal Highness, but the youth replies, "You are. I will never forget your voice and your form." Xie Lian grows angry. He does not want to be recognized.
He doesn't want to be perceived. This is his new year, new him.
It's his dark arc.
His villain arc, yes.
His villain arc has started, literally.
The white silk band lunges out of Xie Lian's sleeve like a viper, but before it can strike, the black-clad youth catches it firmly in his hand. Xie Lian realizes that this youth is a dead soul, very powerful at that. He demands to know his name, but the black-clad youth replies, "I don't have a name." Xie Lian replies, "Without a name makes one Wu Ming," which means nameless. Wu Ming replies, "You can call me whatever you desire." Xie Lian asks, "Are you a soul of a dead soldier from this battlefield?" Wu Ming replies, "I am." Xie Lian retreats the silk band. He thinks that since this is a soul of a dead soldier, he must also be filled with resentment towards the Yong'an people. Their objective is the same.
Xie Lian then extends a hand to Wu Ming and says, "Then follow me. I will give you what you want." Wu Ming takes his hand and bows his head deeply, pressing his forehead against the back of Xie Lian's hand. He says, "I swear to die following your highness." Xie Lian pulls back his hand and says coldly, "You're already dead. Come." Together they go to the palace of Yong'an, arriving deep in the night. Wu Ming reveals his power by easily destroying all the protection spells that are scattered throughout the palace. Xie Lian finds it strange that there are so many traps and defensive arrays all along the path. But an hour later, they perch on the roof of the great hall of the palace, where the newly crowned king of Yong'an sits inside.
Ooh, it's a very short chapter.
Short chapter, yeah. Actually, there is a note from the from MXTX, the author, at the end of saying like, "I'm still organizing my thoughts. Sorry about the short chapter." So,
oh,
yeah. Like when she posted this, it was like even she was like, "Yeah, this is pretty short."
oh, okay, yeah. So this is the beginning of his villain arc for realsies.
Yes, and we can just go ahead and say who the fuck this black-clad soldier
No, we all
is,
know
right?
it's Huatsen, baby Huatsen.
Yeah. Newly formed into, so before he was like that ghost fire, and he finally got like a human form after becoming was it like a
savage ghost,
savage level ghost,
yeah, which is level 3.
Yeah, very close to Supreme. We're like right there.
Yeah.
So it's because he killed all those 100 people who were torturing Xie Lian. So that's cool.
Killed them, and his resentment was so high and so strong that it leveled him up. Because despair causes you to become a very strong ghost.
And remember what Hua Cheng said his like number one fear is, like back then, He was like watching your beloved get hurt and like being unable to stop it. Like that's what he was like. He was a ghost guy. He was
Oh
unable to
my
help,
god.
and he was stuck. And that's like still his number one fear. That's like his number one trauma.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah, really fucked up, man.
Haunted.
I know.
Poor boy.
It's so sad. Everything he went through. Like we talk about so much of what Xie Lian went through, but Huacheng went through a lot. He
Yeah.
went through a lot.
Suffering so much, watching his beloved, watching the person he worships, watching his god fall continuously.
Yeah.
He just
no
won't
end.
stop falling.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
So sad. Also, there's a lot of really good fan art of Xie Lian meeting Wu Ming and Wu Ming kissing his hand.
Yes. Oh, I should include one. Okay. Yeah. Definitely, we'll do that.
Yeah,
And the
and
doc.
there's also so much good fan art of Wu Ming and Xie Lian, well, like white no face Xie Lian doing sexy
Oh
things.
god. Because they're like both villains. Like at this time, it's just like two villains being evil and dark.
It's so great. It's one fan art I saw with both of their masks on, and they're doing things, and it's so
want to
sexual.
put that in the doc?
I don't.
Find it
I have to figure out where I can find it because I don't
Okay.
like. I found it like once, and I think I sent it to you and was like, "Oh my god!" But this was
Oh
like
God, where
a
did it
year
go?
ago, bro. It was like a year
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
so good
Yeah.
though. Okay, cool. Looking at chat right
Okay,
now.
next chapter. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. We're good. Yeah. Tangurius is experiencing this right now. I'm so happy you're experiencing this for the first time. But also remember to read the book. Remember to read the book.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Also, hello, Anthony. Welcome.
Welcome. Hello. Hello. Thanks for coming in.
Okay. All right. Let's go into the next chapter. Chapter 193. White-clothed ghost appoints Black Warrior as general. Wu Ming offers to clear the path, but Xie Lian says he will go himself and leaps silently into the palace hall. But just as he's about to push open the doors, he hears the cries of a baby. Xie Lian is confused. Long Ying never married, and his only son died long ago. Who is this baby? Xie Lian kicks open the door and is surprised to see that there is only one person in the Great Hall, and it wasn't a baby. Long Ying looks up calmly and says, "You've come. I've been searching for you." Though Long Ying is now a king, he is dressed simply and sits stiffly on the throne. Xie Lian realizes that since he is wearing a mask, Long Ying thinks that he is the real White No-Face.
Xie Lian says coldly, "Why were you searching for me?" Upon hearing his voice, Long Yin... Oh, there's a G missing. Upon hearing his voice, Long Ying realizes who this really is, and he says, "It's you?" Xie Lian approaches slowly. "It is I." Though Long Ying has the aura of a king to protect him, Xie Lian has brought millions of resentful souls. Surely Long Ying can't defend against them all. However, Long Ying is calm, and he says, "You've come to kill me?" Xie Lian doesn't answer, and instead flashes in front of Long Ying and grabs his hair, pushing him into the ground. Under his mask, Xie Lian smiles. Before, when he was a heavenly official, he was unable to harm Long Ying. But now that he is no longer a god, he can defeat him.
Xie Lian is about to make a move when he hears the sound of a baby crying again. But the sound is coming from Long Ying. Xie Lian rips off Long Ying's robes and jumps up to his feet in shock. On Long Ying's chest are two faces, the same size as a real person's face. One face is beautiful like a woman's, and the other is shriveled like a small baby. The cries are coming from the baby's face. Long Ying comforts the face. "Don't be scared." Xie Lian cried out, "How are you infected with the human face disease?" But Long Ying says, "This isn't the human face disease. This is my wife and son." He raises his hands to gently caress the two faces, but the faces can't even open their eyes. They can only open their mouths to sob and cry.
This is like horrifying.
Yeah.
imagery. Long Ying reveals that he let White No-Face plant the spirits of his wife and son onto his body so that he could see them again. However, his wife can't talk nor open her eyes. Xie Lian realizes that all those traps and arrays within the palace, they weren't to stop evil from entering, but instead to prevent the spirits of Long Ying's wife and child from leaving. They are trapped within his flesh, and he is sacrificing his own nutrients and energy to raise them. Longing right now is nothing but skin and bones, looking close to death. Xie Lian came all this way for revenge, but Longing is already giving himself the human face disease. He says angrily, "What kind of joke is this?" He came to kill his enemy, but his enemy is about to die on his own. What can he even do now?
He grabs at Ying, which causes a small red object to bounce out of his robes. Ying grabs Xie Lian's hand and says with difficulty, "Pearl, that pearl. I've always wanted to say this to you. Thank you for the pearl." Xie Lian is taken aback. Ying says softly, "Things would have been better had you given it to me sooner, unfortunately." But before he can finish, his grip slackens and Ying dies. Xie Lian mumbles, "How did he just die?" Xie Lian hadn't done anything, but he just died. And not only that, but he died happy. Ying completed his revenge against Shenle. He carried his family on his body, and he was prepared to go meet them in the underworld. Meanwhile, Xie Lian no longer had a source for his revenge.
Xie Lian's chest fills with fury, which turns to hate. He pulls out his black sword, ready to slice it down on Longing's dead body, when suddenly Wu Ming pulls out his saber and slices Longing into hundreds of pieces. There is nothing left of him but flesh and blood. Xie Lian says coldly, "Who told you to do that?" Wu Ming replies, "There was no need to dirty your highness's hands." Just then, the voice of a young man comes from outside the hall. "Uncle!" Xie Lian turns to see a teenager standing at the entrance, horrified at the scene. He realizes that this is the crown prince of Yong'an. The crown prince starts to scream for help, but Wu Ming knocks him unconscious. Unfortunately, the guards have already heard and are beginning to arrive.
Xie Lian orders Wu Ming to take care of it, and Wu Ming kills all the guards with his saber in one strike. Xie Lian then orders Wu Ming to burn the palace down. This is chaotic, with the palace attendants screaming, trying to put out the fire or escape. The same scene as when the palace of Shenle was set on fire. Wu Ming asks, "Your Highness, what do you want to do next?" Xie Lian replies, "To Langer Bay." Langer Bay is the same town Xie Lian visited multiple times to create rain to save his people. In the past, he always arrived with a heavy and exhausted body, but this time his body is light. Langer Bay has survived the drought and is now thriving with cheerful people and bustling streets.
The only place that still looks miserable is a broken down palace of the Crown Prince of Shenle. Xie Lian enters the palace hall and rests. But because the spirits were unable to get revenge, they screech at Xie Lian relentlessly. Xie Lian closes his eyes and tells the spirits, "Just wait. Don't be impatient. I will allow all of you to find release." When he opens his eyes, he sees Wu Ming before him, bending one knee to the ground. Wu Ming calls out, "Your Highness."
There's a lot that happened in that chapter. That chapter is also short, but this is intense.
You can see how fucked up Xie Lian is right now, mentally. He's okay. Literally, a bunch of people just died.
Yeah.
And the story is treating him like simple casualties, whatever, because Xie Lian is treating them like whatever. So the writing kind of reflects how Xie Lian is feeling. Because if this was the Xie Lian of the past, I feel like there would be a lot more emphasis on oh no, how tragic. But they're just a second thought. They're just whatever.
Yeah, just kill the guards.
A couple guards, they're all dead. Set the palace on fire, whatever. Because that's how Xie Lian feels.
It kind of sucks that I know Watson is just willing to do anything for him, but I bet you that he really wants Xie Lian to be righteous and stuff, or just do the thing that makes him happy.
Yeah, that's why he's following him and just making sure that he's safe, and he doesn't want him to dirty his hands, so he kills Longing for him. When he thinks he's helping, but that also kind of hurts Xie Lian because he doesn't get to fulfill his revenge, and in the long run, perhaps that's good that he didn't dirty his hands, but at the moment he's really upset and he's getting more and more angry and furious.
Yeah.
It's building.
Yeah, it's building. It makes me wonder, is there good fanfics out there with dark Xie Lian and Watson just okay, he's just supportive. Yes. It's yes, Go ahead, Guga. Go and kill all
Dark
these
Xie
people.
Lian is like a fanfic tag. So I think you
Yay.
can find that.
Dope. Yes, Dark Xie Lian. I want that.
There was a fanfic where there was an AU where he turns into a supreme ghost. Like he enters the thing and like becomes a supreme ghost like in the past. Like after this happened and he's like, you know, things change. So that's a fanfic where it's like super, super dark.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about one fanfic where Xie Lian gets betrayed by Huatin, like Huatin like cheats on him, and then Xie Lian basically embraces, he embraces like the complete dark side and becomes white no face for realsies, and it's like really dark.
Yeah.
I never finished it. I think it's still going.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I started it because I tend to only read completed fanfics, but I think it's definitely on my list.
Yeah. Oh man.
Things are just ramping up, you guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like now he's going back to the city that he tried to save. What's he up to?
Evil. Definitely evil.
Yeah, it's nothing good. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate Payne says, "Sexy villains." Yes, I agree. Sexy villains. That's what I want to see.
The villains are always so hot. Like why are they so hot?
Yes. Whereas like in Western culture, all the movies, like the villains are really ugly. But in Asian culture, the villains are always hot.
All the anime, like hot villains are a thing. Like why?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Evilness doesn't make you ugly. It makes you sexy.
Yeah.
Because remember,
determination and confidence are sexy traits. And like villains though have that. So
people like mistaken like evil and good. Good is when you will save everyone for the sacrifice of your own happiness. Evil is when you will sacrifice everyone for your own happiness. If you
it's a guy who knows what he wants.
If you want to save the person you love and you will stop at nothing and you will kill everyone, then you are actually evil, which is great. I choose to be that.
Like kind of romantic because you care about the one person, like fuck everyone else. You just care about the one person.
That makes you a villain. Fuck heroes. Heroes aren't helpful, okay? Forget about them. They're yucky. They don't care about you as much as they care about everyone else's approval.
Everyone is equal in their eyes, okay? Don't you want to be the special number one person in someone's heart?
Yeah. Okay, so let's see who else. Dark Xie Lian is so yes, Dark Xie Lian. Yes. I like when people write dark versions of all of like the characters from the different books we've been reading.
Oh my god, like the Dark Lanjan ones. Oh my god, they're so good. Oh my god, because he can go dark real easy.
Yeah, I know, it's
just
great.
A flip of a coin.
Yeah, he's like righteously evil, like kind of like a conquistador or whatever. Yeah.
He's like the world is wrong, and Wang is right, and I'm gonna fuck everyone up.
Yes.
Yeah, or he gets really greedy and he wants to like kidnap Wang and keep him forever. Like,
exactly. Yes, love it. So can't argue with that. Villains be sexy, says Tangurius. That's right.
Hell yeah, bitch.
All right, let's read the next chapter. Chapter 194, Nameless Ghost Offering a Nameless Flower. Xie Lian is in a bad mood and says, "Don't address me by that title." He doesn't want to be reminded of who he used to be, but Wu Ming says, "Your Highness will forever be your Highness." Xie Lian threatens to disperse his soul and then tells him to go search the city for a good location to release the curse. Wu Ming replies that he's already found a location and that Xie Lian should release the curse as soon as possible because the longer he waits, the harder it will be to contain the resentful spirits. Xie Lian says that he will wait 3 days.
Wu Ming asks, "Why wait 3 days?" And Xie Lian grows irritated, saying, "In 3 days it will be the full moon. Unleashing the human face disease then will increase the power significantly. You ask too many questions. Just go." Wu Ming bows and leaves, and Xie Lian closes his eyes, feeling a headache. But suddenly he hears a familiar mocking chuckle behind him. He grows afraid and turns around to see White No-Face watching him from the altar. Xie Lian immediately pulls out his sword and lunges, but White No-Face easily catches the sword with just 2 fingers. And just as like from the conversation between Xie Lian and Wu Ming, we can see that Xie Lian could have released the curse ASAP, but he's like choosing to wait 3 days. So maybe he still has feelings of humanity at this time.
It also, I remember reading this part and getting the sense that Xie Lian just like didn't really know what to do as a villain.
Yes, this is his first time acting evil. Like, he's like confused and lost. Like,
Like there's really
it's so
funny
funny.
scenes in stuff like What We Do in the Shadows, where it's like a person
Oh
tries to do
yes,
something
I love
bad and then
that.
like the
Yeah.
victim is like bleeding out and he's like, oh wait, no,
Oh,
wait,
I'm
hold up,
sorry.
let me
Yeah,
just stop the
I'm
bleeding
sorry.
because you're getting it
Yeah.
really dirty. Like he's it's
He's
so
so
awkward.
awkward.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I imagined Xie Lian to be like. He'll
Yeah.
like try and kill somebody, but he will do it wrong and he'd be like, wait a second, are you okay? Do you need some
Yeah.
water? No, wait, let me, well, I guess I'm supposed to kill you. And he tries to like maybe strangle them. And then they're like, and he's like, oh no, this is weird. I
Oh
don't want
no,
to touch you.
this is not. I don't. Yeah, because
Like,
like
that's what I'm
literally,
imagining.
the step number one is like, okay, I have all these evil souls, and I'm gonna like, we're gonna do a big ass curse. Like, yeah, that feels right. That feels right. And now it's like time to do the curse, and he's like, actually, like, let me think about it some
Yeah.
more. Like, I don't know if that's a good idea anymore. Like, it's like too late, bro. It's too late.
Something about it is so endearing.
Yeah, yeah. He's still a good person, deep, 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 deep down.
I'm just very still naive and young and kind of silly.
Yeah, yeah, he's trying his best.
Yeah. White No Face comments, just as I thought, this appearance suits you very well. Xie Lian is wearing the same clothes and mask as White No Face, and from the outside, they look exactly the same. As they fight, White No Face suddenly says, Your Highness, you buried your parents in such a deserted, strange soil. Don't you think it wronged them? Xie Lian panics. You touched the bodies of my father and mother? Did you destroy their corpses? White No Face replies, No, just the opposite. I helped you give them a proper, solemn burial.
Xie Lian is shocked. It turns out that White No Face carried the bodies of It turns out that White No Face carried their bodies to the Shanle Royal Mausoleum and gave them rare robes to prevent their bodies from rotting for thousands of years. That way, when Xie Lian goes to see them, he can see their faces again. White No Face also instructs Xie Lian on the secret way to enter the royal mausoleum. All this information should have been something that Xie Lian's father taught him, but unfortunately he died before he could. And so remember earlier in the books when Xie Lian was visiting his parents, he was only able to do that with the help of White No Face. So like imagine that. Xie Lian is stunned. How does White No Face even know how to enter the royal mausoleum?
White No Face just smiles and says that he knows everything about His Highness. Xie Lian cusses. You don't know shit. White No Face only replies with a gentle voice. Don't worry, it's all right. From now on, there'll no longer be anything that can hold you back. There won't be anyone who holds any unnecessary expectations of you. And there certainly won't be anyone who'd know who you are. So you can freely do anything you want to do. Shannon is shocked to realize that White No Face is here, not to fight, but to encourage him and express goodwill.
So this quote that White No Face says, I actually underlined in the doc because I thought it was something to think about. It's because White No Face operates under anonymity. Like he has a mask. No one really knows his identity, and he seems to know a lot about Xie Lian and like things that he maybe shouldn't know unless he's someone very close to him. So there's a big question throughout the book of like, who is White No Face? What is his true identity? And now Xie Lian is also wearing the White No Face mask, and he is now given the opportunity to act anonymously too. And so White No Face is encouraging him like, you have a mask. No one knows who you are right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And that's some commentary on how people can act and do whatever they want on the internet. You know, they have that anonymity. And people just act truly awful on the internet through that mask. So I found that line very interesting.
I agree. That's a really good line. And also at the same time, a little bit hypocritical because he's the one who expects these things out of Xie Lian.
Yeah. He obviously has this like idea that all humans bad. Like they're underneath all their fake goodness, like they are bad and will act badly if they were given the opportunity. And so that's what he's trying to get Xie Lian to do to prove his point.
Yeah. Wait, so your turn? Yes.
Yes, sorry. White No Face is treating Xie Lian with kindness, and Xie Lian can't help but feel a flash of gratitude. But with that gratitude comes disgust. He says coldly that as soon as he's done destroying Yong'an, he'll come for White No Face and kill him too. White No Face just shrugs and says, I welcome you with open arms. Even if you come with the intent to kill me, I will still be here, waiting for you. When you've become truly strong enough to kill me, you'll be able to succeed me. However, and then his voice grows cold, will you actually destroy Yong'an?
White No Face says that Xie Lian could have destroyed them already. Why is he waiting 3 days to release the curse? His kingdom has fallen and his family is dead. Where is his courage to seek revenge? Or is Xie Lian going to fail yet again? Hearing the word failure, Xie Lian loses his temper and lunges, but then trips and falls to the ground. White No Face steps on his chest and says condescendingly, Do you know what you're like right now? You're like a sulking child. You don't have the resolve. Xie Lian grows angry and says, Who says I don't?
White No Face continues, then what are you doing right now? Where's your curse? Where's all of your dead? Your father and mother, your soldiers, your citizens? How truly pitiful to have such a god be thrust upon them. You couldn't protect them whilst they were alive, and you couldn't avenge them even after they've all died. You're useless trash. White No Face steps down harder, and blood gushes out of Xie Lian's mouth past his mask. White No Face points Xie Lian's black sword against his throat and draws it against his curse shackle and says, Would you like me to help remind you of what it feels like to be pierced by 100 swords?
Xie Lian is petrified with fear, too terrified to move. Seeing that he's scared, White No Face smiles and becomes kind again. He removes his foot and helps the frozen Xie Lian get up off the ground. He tilts Xie Lian's chin to show him the desecrated crown prince statue and says, Who do you have to thank for having become like this? Do you think it's me? The more he speaks, the more Xie Lian becomes confused and doubtful. He forgets his anger and asks, What is your objective? Just why do you cling to me? And, this is parallel to an abusive relationship.
Yep, like this person is like beating him up and like saying mean things, and then the next second, like treating him with kindness, which confuses Xie Lian. He's like, I don't know how to feel right now.
Yep.
White No Face says that he's come to guide and educate Xie Lian. What he wants to teach is this. If you cannot save the common people, then just destroy them. Only when you step on them will they revere you. Suddenly, Xie Lian's head explodes with pain, and he screams. It's all of the resentful spirits shrieking and wailing inside his brain. White No Face starts laughing and says, They cannot wait any longer. In 3 days, if you don't unleash the human face disease, if you cannot give them a subject to curse, then you will become the one they curse. Do you know what you will become then?
Now Xie Lian is left with a choice. Either he releases the curse onto the Yong'an people, or he becomes cursed alone and perishes. Xie Lian is left alone with his headache. When it finally fades, it's nighttime. It's nighttime now, and Xie Lian realizes with a panic that one of the 3 days has already passed. Suddenly, from the corner of his eye, he sees a flash of white. His pupils shrink when he sees that a small white flower has been placed on the left hand of his burnt-down divine statue. It's placed in such a way that it looks like the divine statue has been severely injured in order to protect the little flower. Wow. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that part.
That imagery is so, because like this, and like the setting right now is that Xie Lian is alone in a dark, dilapidated temple, and all that's left of his statue is just like half of it broken off with the arms missing and just one like broken down hand on the floor, and the hand is on the floor, and someone has placed a beautiful like tiny white flower in that hand, and the statue is crouched and like bent over, so it looks like it's been beaten up in order to just protect that small white flower. It's really beautiful. It's
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to see this in anime.
I know. My God.
But Xie Lian grows angry and shouts out, "Ghost, come out!" When Wu Ming appears, he demands, "What's with this flower? Who did this? You did this?" Wu Ming sees that the flower is crushed in Xie Lian's hand and says quietly, "It wasn't me." Xie Lian shouts, "Then who could have done it?" Wu Ming says, "Why does your highness become so irritated when seeing this flower?" Xie Lian thinks that someone is taunting him and left the flower on purpose as a joke. Wu Ming says, Why does your highness think it's a prank? Perhaps there truly are believers here who worship your highness."
Oh my God. Here, as in literally right in front of you.
Yeah. Here, look at me. It's me. Talk about me.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow. This chapter.
I know. And poor Xie Lian, he thinks everything is just like, he's like so paranoid right now.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in anyone. He doesn't trust anyone. There's no one he can trust anyway. Like, he doesn't know who Wu Ming is.
Yeah. I mean, the only person he like still thinks is being good to him is White No Face of all people. So that's kind of fucked up.
Kind of, right? He still hates him.
Yeah.
It's like it's
yeah.
a hate relationship. It's a enemies to enemies relationship.
Well, White No Face is certainly like obsessed with the Xie Lian.
Yeah, stalker who ruins your life.
Yeah.
Ugh. Tingurius is White No Face related to Xie Lian? Huh, that's interesting. Yeah. When you were reading this book way back when, before you knew anything, who did you think?
I had no idea.
Okay.
Bro, I thought it was the Guoshi for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the Guoshi be acting real sus. And
Yeah.
like, how does he know so much about the ins and outs of the palace, and how does he know Xie Lian so much? Because they kept emphasizing that Xie Lian trusts the Guoshi like a parent. And he like, but then they also say that no one knows where the Guoshi came from. Like his background is a mystery. So I thought it was the Guoshi.
Yeah, I was spoiled by the internet, so I already knew who it was going to be.
Ripperoonies.
I know, yeah. Because I like, even though I read fast, I still consume fan fiction and fan art and media really quickly, and
At the same time.
yeah. So I fucked up, real
It's okay.
bad.
It's still a good story, even if you like know what's going on. Yeah.
Kate Payne says that they love when Xie Lian cusses. I agree.
Bro, it's like so rare that when it happens, it's like, oh,
Oh, he cursed.
being spicy right now.
Leth says unnecessary expectations, bros taking it personally. Yeah. Yep. Don't push your expectations on others. Just, well, but it's fine. He's an abusive fucking asshole.
He's
White No
so
Face.
abusive. Oh my god. Yeah.
Ah, jeez. Yeah, White No Face is extremely powerful. He's a like calamity level ghost.
He's like, Xie Lian has said that like the one thing that he's truly afraid of is White No Face. Because he knows he's like powerless against him. Like no matter how many times he fight, like also like Xie Lian is in a bad mental state, so of course he's not going to be fighting at his best. But even when he was trying to fight at his best, he was like powerless against him. So like, yeah, he's definitely super strong. You'll know why. It's revealed why.
All right, moving on to the next chapter. Chapter 195, Nameless Ghost Offering a Nameless Flower. Xie Lian feels like he was slapped. He says, "Are you making fun of me? Don't say such nonsense. How can there be such a thing?" Wu Ming replies, "It's not impossible." Xie Lian can't take it anymore and says, "That's enough. What are you trying to say? Weren't you a soldier of Xianle? I didn't rouse you from the battlefield to listen to you speak of Yong'an. You just need to heed my command."
Or Yong'an.
Oh. I didn't rouse you from the battlefield to listen to you speak for Yong'an. You just need to heed my command. Xie Lian stomps down on the flower, not wanting to look at it anymore. He rushes out of the temple to get some air.
Not the poor flower, it was innocent. Wu Ming follows him outside. Xie Lian verifies with him that everything is ready to release. Xie Lian verifies with him, is everything ready to... Oh my god. Xie Lian verifies with him if everything is ready to release for the curse. There's nothing unusual or out of the ordinary. Nothing is amiss with time, fortune, or location. Wu Ming confirms that everything is well and ready. And it sounds like Xie Lian is just trying to delay and find excuses not to release this curse. Just then, Wu Ming says, "Your Highness, I have a presumptuous request." Xie Lian says, "Speak." Wu Ming says, "My beloved had sustained grave injuries in this war, suffering a fate worse than death. I could only watch with open eyes as they suffered this torment, struggling in agony. And so I hope I could be the one to wield the sword and avenge them."
For some reason, Xie Lian doesn't trust him and he narrows his eyes, circling him. Based on what I've seen, you don't look like an avenger entangled in resentment and hatred. To ask this of me, is it really so you can unleash the human face disease? Wu Ming bows and says, "Your Highness, I wish for the deaths of Yong'an people more than anyone. Furthermore, I wish it be in my hands that they perish. If you don't believe me, I can go prove myself to you right now." He grabs his saber and turns to leave. Xie Lian realizes that he's going to go kill random people. He panics and then tells him to stop. Wu Ming stops moving.
Again, bad villain.
Yeah.
Literally, Wu Ming's like, "Oh, you don't think I'm gonna kill people? I'll kill people right now to prove it to you."
Like, wait,
And
no,
Xie Lian's
don't do it.
No, don't do that.
It's like kind of goofy.
Yeah, he's like, "Bro, these people are gonna die anyway. Why are you fucking stopping him from killing people?"
Yeah, I like really want to watch this as like a comedic not a comedic stand, it was a comedic skit of some kind where Xie Lian's like, "I'm so dark and villainous."
Yes!
And then Wu Ming's like, "All right, do you want to go kill people, sir? They're all over there. I brought a bunch of people. I got my sword." And Xie Lian's like, "Well, I mean, like, don't kill that guy. He has like a family or something. Like,
it's like,
don't."
he's so young. He has his whole life ahead of him.
Yeah, like what about this next guy? Oh, he's like too old. It feels wrong to stab an old man.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, no women and children.
Yeah.
Like he's just like,
Yeah,
I could see that being the thing. Just like,
that's such a good like cosplay like thing.
Yes.
That'd be so funny on TikTok.
Yes, like a
I could see
TikTok.
that happening.
That could be so funny.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. Like literally, he's like, "Okay, Wu Ming. So like, is anything wrong? Like everything's good for the curse, right? Like there's nothing amiss. Like the signs are all in place. Everything's fine. Like why does he care? Like that's really pointless. Like why does he ask all these dumb questions? And it's because he's like trying to not do it."
I'm also imagining waking up in the morning being like, this mask. Oh, it's not sitting on my face correctly. Hold on. Let me just tie it properly. Oh yeah, that looks great. Maybe if I do a ponytail with it, cute. Yeah, I look so evil.
Yeah. So good, so good. Oh my
what I'm
god, there's so many
imagining.
TikToks available.
Yes.
So dangerous.
Yes.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. Anyway, Xie Lian's stupid right now.
So stupid.
Okay. Back to the chapter. Xie Lian says that he will release the curse himself, but before that, he needs to do something. Then he raises his black sword with a strange look in his eyes. Wu Ming notices that something is wrong and he shouts out, "Your Highness, what are you planning?" But before he can stop him, Xie Lian points the blade on himself and stabs himself through the chest. The next day, it is windy and gloomy in the city. During the middle of the day, a body suddenly falls from the sky and lands with a large boom in the middle of the street. It is Xie Lian, and he lies unmoving in a human-shaped crater, his body covered with blood and the sword protruding from his body.
People gather alarmed, seeing Xie Lian laying with a sword in his chest. Some recognize him. Wait, isn't this that Royal Highness the Crown Prince? Didn't they say that the Crown Prince went missing? I heard he ascended. Why is he like this? What's with the sword? Is he really stabbed through? Scary. Xie Lian says softly, only 2 words. Save me. Hearing this, the people crowding around him all show different faces. How do they save him? Do they need to pull the sword out? One man moves to pull the sword, but he's held back by the others in the crowd.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Can you reread that one?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a chef, and that comes into play later, and I forgot to include it.
Cool. One man, who looks like a chef, moves to pull the sword out, but he's held back by the others in the crowd.
A person a person in the crowd warns everyone that Xie Lian is the god of misfortune and the cause of the human face disease. Surely if they help him, they will have misfortune too, or get diseased. Hearing this, everyone immediately steps back. A moment later, someone else asks hesitantly, should they report this to the authorities? Another person replies to him that Xie Lian is a god. What's the point of reporting it? No one can agree what to do, so they just leave it be. If Xie Lian wants to lie there, then let him. As the day passes, Xie Lian lies in that human-shaped pit and watches the crowd gradually disperse, but he doesn't speak a word.
Xie Lian is laying in the middle of the main street, so there are many merchants nearby. A water merchant nearby whispers to his wife, "Will it really be all right to leave him like this? How about I give him a cup of water?" The wife hesitates and whispers back, "Let's not. If he really is the god of misfortune, then no one knows what will happen if you get too close." The water merchant looks around and sees that the other merchants also look nervous and are looking at each other. In the end, no one steps out. Everyone minds their own business. It's the irony that Xie Lian gave them water and nobody gives him water back.
It's really interesting that the author specifically said that it was a water merchant that was thinking about helping Xie Lian. Xie Lian lays in the hole all day, and then in the deep night, when everyone has gone home and no one is on the street, Xie Lian watches the sky with wandering thoughts. But suddenly there is a clear sound of laughter. What are you doing? It is White No-Face, and he peeks down, looking at Xie Lian upside down. What are you waiting for? Xie Lian says coldly, "Get the hell out of here. You're blocking me from watching the sky." White No-Face just laughs and says, "Why the temper? It wasn't me who stabbed you, and it wasn't me who left you here this time. You did this all yourself. Even if you haven't gotten the results you were hoping for, you still can't blame me. Silly child. Did you think that someone would come help pull out that sword?"
What is Xie Lian planning?
What is the point of all this, Xie Lian? What are you doing?
Why is he laying down in the middle of the main street? Stabbed himself? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah. It's so sad. He's just like laying there and it's fucking raining and it's fucking just...
No one's paying
wants to
attention.
help him. No one. Bystander
Everyone's too
effect.
scared. Everyone's too scared. Yeah.
And like that scene where the water merchant is like looking around, he's like seeing if anyone else is going to help. And seeing that no one else is going to help, he also is too afraid to help. And it's like everyone's just cowards.
Yeah. See, everyone's a villain. Everyone.
Yeah.
No one's a hero.
Yeah. Trying to help themselves. I mean, it's like interesting that like there are some people who do want to help. Not like everyone doesn't want to help. Like that chef character who wanted to step in, but literally the crowd holds him back and it's like, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." So it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. It's like weird because you think that they're looking out for the chef, but mostly they just don't want anything triggered for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
So messed up. Tetsugo, I'm glad that you are getting into Have an Official Blessing. Yay!
Awesome.
Yay! There's a reason we care so deeply about this. Yeah.
So good.
Leth says, feels like he was trying to give himself a reason to kill the citizens. That is a very good point.
That's a good point. He's proving his point. Maybe like literally everyone is bad, and this is like his thesis statement, and this is the experiment to see if that's true.
Oof.
Yeah.
Karadu says, this has to hurt seeing the people that you helped not want to help you.
I know. This is literally the city that Xie Lian spent months trying to save in the middle of a civil war. And he didn't have to. He could have given up on them. But he didn't. He kept doing it. Bringing them water every fucking day. And like, seriously? No one's helping him back?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's important to give back what you are given, but also important to not expect reciprocation towards your generosity.
Yeah. Just be a good person, y'all. Just do good.
Yeah.
Put good out into the world.
Yeah. And K-Pain just stand on sass towards White No-Face.
Oh my god, I know. I love his attitude right now towards White No-Face. He's like over it.
Yes.
You're blocking my view of the sky. Get out.
Yeah, Shannon's always been sassy towards White No-Face. He's never like even bent a little bit to him. He's always been like, I hate you, I hate
No.
you.
Even if he's like powerless physically, he's like still like telling him off. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
All right, next chapter. Chapter 196. Man in Abyss receives a bamboo hat in the rain. Xie Lian replies, I know no one will come, but it's none of your shitty business. White No Face laughs and mocks him, saying, why is he doing this? No one will cry over him now. Xie Lian says again, I'm doing this because I want to. It's none of your shitty business. White No Face asks, if somebody does come to help you, what will you do? And if no one comes to help you, what will you do? Xie Lian finally shouts, why are you so full of bullshit? I'm going to throw up. It's none of your shitty business. None of your shitty business. But as Xie Lian becomes more vulgar and rude, White No Face becomes more amused and laughs. Silly child.
White No Face turns to leave, saying that there's only one day left. Letting Xie Lian struggle foolishly for a little bit is fine. No one will come to offer a single cup of water. No one will pull out the sword. If Xie Lian doesn't unleash the curse by sunset tomorrow, the curse will fall on him instead. And he's talking about this cup of water, but it's also a reference to, remember in the past, the Guoshi had a question about if there's two people in the desert and you had one cup of water, what would you do? And Xie Lian's response was to get another cup of water, which is like nonsensical. It's like, where are you even gonna? There's only limited resources. Where are you gonna get that third cup of water from? And the fact that White No Face brought it up here is why I thought he was the Guoshi, like trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
It is now the third day, and Xie Lian lays in the pit, still unmoving. The people in town still avoid and ignore him. The water merchant from before glances at him occasionally, and he's worried since Xie Lian has not drinking any water for an entire day, so his lips are withered and dry.
The merchant is about to bring a bowl of water to Xie Lian, but his wife elbows him, making the bowl fall to the ground, so he stays. Halfway through the day, rain starts to fall. The streets quickly clear as everyone rushes home or indoors. The rain falls harder until Xie Lian's entire body is soaked through. After a moment, White No Face silently appears and looks down at Xie Lian, but no one sees him. He says condescendingly, the sun's about to set. Xie Lian remains silent.
White No Face says, you aren't the god of misfortune, but they would rather believe that you are, unwilling to believe that you aren't. Once upon a time, you defied the heavens and created rain for Yong'an, yet now they wouldn't even donate a cup of water to you. To pierce you with 100 swords might have been done out of desperation, but now they're not even willing to do something simple, like helping you pull out a sword. They all found the task too difficult. I've told you this before. No one will come help you.
There's a screaming voice in Xie Lian's heart. Admit it. What he said is right. There isn't. There really isn't. There isn't a single person. White No Face smiles and grips the sword. But it's all right. They won't help you, but I will help you. He pulls the sword out and tosses it next to Xie Lian with a loud clang. Then he laughs and disappears into the rain. Now that the sword is pulled out, Xie Lian's wound is exposed and being battered by the rain. The pain that was numb now starts again and spreads through his body. This pain is the only thing that Xie Lian can feel.
Just then, there is the sound of footsteps running. Before, Xie Lian was secretly hopeful when people approached, but this time, Xie Lian feels nothing. He is about to get up to leave when suddenly there is a loud yell and a man falls next to him. The man was carrying a large basket and had a bamboo hat on his head to shield from the rain. He was running blindly in the rain and accidentally fell into Xie Lian's pit, so now his basket of rice is spilled all over the ground and his hat has flown off. He swears loudly, "What the fuck?" and slaps the mud. The mud and rice splatter on Xie Lian's face.
The man shouts in frustration. What the fuck? This ancestor worked his ass off to earn a bit of money to buy a bit of rice. Now it's all gone, just like that. How many lifetimes worth of bloody bad luck is this? Pay me back. Don't sit there pretending to be dead. Pay me back. Xie Lian ignores him, so the man pulls his collar. Are you asking for your death? Huh? I'm talking to you. Xie Lian replies coldly. Yes. The man clicks his tongue. Well, if you want to fucking die, go scamper off to the side and die on your own quietly. What are you doing blocking people's way in the middle of the road? Can't even die in peace. What a nuisance.
Xie Lian lets himself get shaken by the collar, feeling more and more numb. The voice in his heart says, cuss. Cuss all you want. Nothing matters anymore, so just cuss however you want. Either way, everything will soon disappear. The sun is about to set. The man continues to cuss at Xie Lian and demands that he gets paid back, but Xie Lian doesn't respond. After relieving his anger, the man finally gets up with his bamboo hat and walks away grumbling. Xie Lian is thrown back into the pit with a dull thud. Gradually, Xie Lian hears a noise louder than the rain. It is the scream of millions of dead souls sealed within his black sword.
As the sun sinks lower and lower, the souls grow louder and wail like mad in Xie Lian's head. They cheer for the coming arrival of their freedom and revenge. Xie Lian raises a hand to grab his black sword on the ground, but then notices something strange. The rain seems to have stopped. No, the rain didn't stop. Something was placed over his head to block the pouring rain. Xie Lian looks up to see that the man has come back and is pressing his own bamboo hat over Xie Lian's head. The man glares at him. What are you looking at me like that for? What, it's just some cussin' and you really want to go die over it? Looking so miserable like you're crying for the dead. How unlucky.
The man was so aggressive earlier, but now he seems to feel guilty. After grumbling a bit, he explains, all right. It was my bad earlier, but you deserved all that scolding. Who told you to go all mental? Besides, who's never been cussed at before? Xie Lian's eyes are wide, and he's unable to speak. The man continues to say, Fine. It's my bad luck today. You don't have to pay back that rice. What are you still lying around here for? You're a grown man, not a child. What, are you waiting for your ma and pa to pick you up? Get up. He forcefully pulls Xie Lian up and slaps him twice on the back. Stand up. Go home now. And so, Xie Lian is pulled out of his human-shaped pit and moved forward by those two slaps.
He feels dumbfounded, but when he finally snaps out of it, the man is already gone. All that's left is the bamboo hat still on his head, reminding him that the man had saved him. Much time passes, and White No-Face returns. He's no longer smiling, no longer sounds at ease. When he asks, "What are you doing?" Xie Lian stands still in the pouring rain. His body is already drenched, but thanks to the bamboo hat he was given, his face and head is spared from the rain. Yet, his cheeks are wet.
Oh my god, the scene is so good. Seeing that Xie Lian is ignoring him, White No-Face says darkly, "The sun is about to set. Take up your sword, otherwise you know what will happen." Xie Lian says softly, without moving, "Fuck you." White No-Face says coldly, "What did you say?" Xie Lian turns to him calmly. "Did you not hear me? Then I'll say it again." Suddenly, his leg flies out with a kick, and he sends White No-Face flying meters away. He points at White No-Face and screams in his loudest voice, yelling with his entire being, "I said, fuck you! Who do you think you are to dare talk to me like this? I am the crown prince." 2 lines of tears stream down his eyes. Just one person. Just one. Really, just one person was enough.
Oh my god.
This scene is the scene that made me cry at work. This is line. I am the crown prince. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck you. Oh my god, that's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Wow. Wow, what a great line.
Just one person.
That old man was perfect too. Nothing fake about him. Everything was so real. And he acted exactly like an old Chinese man or an old Chinese lady. The way that they're always like, the negging. It's like the negging
Yeah.
culture of like, it's not my fault, it's yours. But also like everything is bad. And come on, you're just being stupid. Let's go.
Yeah, he just like patting him on the back. He's like, come on, chin up, man. Go home. What the fuck? Why are you crying in the fucking rain like this, you weirdo? And he just like cheering him up while also just like cussing at him. It's it's good. It's good. It was really good.
Such like an Asian way of doing things.
Yeah, it's like we can't show you love in a direct way. We have to be mean about it.
Yeah, super soon today. Oh my gosh.
So soon today. It's like, it's not like I care about you or anything, but here's my hat so you don't get rained on anymore.
Yeah, and it also proves that was really just a normal person. If that person was just like, oh sir, are you all right? Here, let me offer you my hat, I would have been like, is that just like a heavenly official disguised as a human being?
Yeah, it's fake, all fake. But no, he is like a genuine person. He had a genuine reaction. He's frustrated. He worked all day, got a little bit of rice for his family, and all his rice, all his hard work for the entire day is splattered all over the ground because Xie Lian's literally laying in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And he tripped on him. Like,
yeah.
You know, he's frustrated. Like, it's okay to be, like, he's frustrated. And, he lets out his anger. But then he comes back and he's like, what the fuck? Come on, get out of here. Let's go home, man.
Yeah. Treating him like an equal as well, which I think is really special.
Yes, absolutely. Just treating him like another person.
Mm-hmm. And not some special crown prince or god.
No, yeah, that line where he gets pulled out of the human-shaped pit and moves forward by the two slabs. Like, it's finally, like, he was stuck in place. He was unmoving. And, like, figuratively and literally, he was pushed forward by that one person who helped him stand him up and bring him out of his pit of depression. He was literally and physically, metaphorically and literally in a pit of depression, and one person just pulls him out and pushes him forward. And that's like, all you need is that one person.
All you need is a little bit of sympathy from somebody who doesn't have any expectations of you and just wants to treat you like a normal human being.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the fucking the scene where he's like crying under the bamboo hat. I'm just it's so good. It's this is like, I love this scene. I love this.
Such a good scene. I'm amazed at how well written it is.
Right? Oh my god. Like, I'll need to read the book and read the full length of this scene. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good, you guys.
So good.
Yeah. I'm dying.
I love it.
I kind of want to take a pause here.
I think this is a good stopping point for the chapter coverages and stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
next episode. Okay, cool. Yes. Chat says you're man in abyss. Yeah. Body in abyss, heart in paradise.
Heart in paradise? No, everything in abyss.
Yeah.
No paradise. All abyss.
Man, the crap they're going through. Yeah. There's so much. Guy was angry, but ended up being so wholesome. He's so wholesome. I love it.
He just needed one person to fucking care. Just care.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And it's like, they're the common people. They have their own shit. They're not just waiting on hand and foot for the gods to do something. They have every little bit of their lives to take care of.
Too. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter who the ruling family is. It just matters whether or not they can get home at the end of the day and feed their family.
Yeah. Like, Xie Lian definitely feels really bitter earlier about like how the Yong'an citizens used to be Shanlei citizens, and they don't seem to care about his family being dead, the royal family being dead, and like they're just like, oh, whatever, new king, whatever. They're just going about their lives because they're just like farmers and merchants. They just like, they just care about food on the table. They don't care who's like the king. But Xie Lian felt really, personally really angry about that because he's like, like he feels like their family is being forgotten and his family has died for nothing. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
that's sad.
He wants everyone to sympathize with his suffering, but everyone suffers too.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so let's talk about our off topics today.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a good one that I'm not done with it, but it is a completed series, so or did you want to go first?
Yeah, so I have one. It's called Grave Dirt, and it's completed. It was I wonder if you've read it before. Let me see when it was written.
By?
It is by Isama.
Oh god, how do you spell that?
Esama.
Okay, I actually don't think I read this. Maybe.
Okay, I found it through the MXTX Hell Discord server.
Oh, That's awesome.
It's really good. It's pretty long. It's almost 100,000 words. Like it's 92,000 words.
Love that. Love that link. That's a good link.
It is a untamed fan fiction, so they're kind of focusing mostly on the TV show rather than the books. So some of the stuff that happens is like the tiger seal instead
all
of
that
just
stuff. And
so
the cave. Because that cave shit did not happen. Like the first cave, that shit did not happen in the book. Yeah.
okay, so in this story, when I bookmarked it, I wrote Stardew Valley Burial Grounds because
Stardew Valley. Okay.
Because
Okay.
it is a deep dive into the logistics of running the burial grounds and
Hilarious.
everything Wei Ying had to figure out. Every little thing he had to figure out. So like where to plant, how to start planting, and the writer it almost sounds as if like the writer at first was starting off just explaining things that like Wei Ying might have done, but then completely starts changing it to like what like their own version of the story and like changes like canon and stuff. But it goes deep into like Wei Ying figuring out new talismans for like overturning the earth, like helping the earth decompose so that it'll actually turn into dirt and like get rid of all the like.
For people who don't know, the burial mounds is literally just a mass graveyard, and everything is like full of resentful spirits and like death. So like nothing can really grow.
Yeah, and it's a mountain too, so it's just like a mountain of dead bodies. Woo! And it's been there for a really long time. Yeah. So he comes up with like all of these new talismans to help him figure out like the land. He raises his like undead army to chop down trees and bring buckets of water to the settlement.
It's very in the weeds with the details. I love that.
It's so great. Like the way that they've tried to figure out every single thing about what to do, what kind of materials to use. Like it was really deep. And I loved it because
super educational.
Oh my God, it was. It kind of felt like a survival game. You know how you have to play, you have to like wake up every day and you only have this much stamina. Now you have to go.
Your task you have to do every day that's so funny.
Yeah. And so they figure out like what to grow, how to create more farmland, and then eventually instead of like just in like the regular story, he ends up only doing farming but nothing else. He does develop some new technologies, but he doesn't capitalize on them. This time, the biggest difference is that he actually capitalizes on it. He actually goes.
Like, sell his inventions?
So he goes into town. He talks to the con man who's like pretending to be his like disciple, and is like, "Yo, can you just sell these for me instead?" So he like makes all these talismans and has the guy sell them. But then he goes back home, and then one of the guys back home is like, "Yo, I used to be a merchant. Do you want me to like be your salesman for you?" So they start making talismans that are made of bamboo paper that are red with like black ink, and it looks like the way they describe it looks so sexy. Like I just don't want these like blood red talismans with black quality, ink, yo. Yeah, and so he makes money off of that, and like everyone finds out that like the Xie Lian patriarch is now starting his own sect because he's selling talismans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so great. It really does feel like Stardew Valley, but it's also a fix-it fix. So it fixes everything that's happened. Like it prevents all of the bad things of like the path, whatever the tragedy at the path where like
Chongqi path.
Yeah, Chongqi path. Yeah, where like Jing Xixuan. Yeah. Jing Xixuan like dies and stuff.
All
like,
the Jin people.
Yeah. Like,
murdered.
Yeah,
so much murder in that story.
Yeah, we're like the biggest regret, the birthday of like Jinling and stuff. Yeah. So it basically changes all of that story, and also it gets Lanzan to like live there for like a short time.
I love those fics where Lanzan gets to spend time with him and like
the burial mounds and sees exactly what he's like, and
they're so domestic.
Oh my God. And then he also, so Wei Ying of course doesn't have his golden core, so he doesn't have any like superhuman strength. So he like realizes that he literally doesn't have any muscle, like not a drop of muscle in his body. He's so weak. Like he can't even hold Yuan in his arms because he's so like weak. And so Wenqing
He's also been like devoured by souls.
Yes. So he's emaciated. He doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. He's like doesn't listen to his body. So Wenqing puts him on a workout regimen.
Ha!
So to
Cute.
add on to his
Okay,
daily
I really
chores,
love how like it like so specific this is.
it's so
like,
great.
it's like mundane, but in like the best ways.
Oh,
Like I
they
love it's like very slice of life.
it's like
Yeah.
really good slice of life because I've read really
Yeah.
boring slice of life, and this is some
No, yeah, no,
good
this is
slice of
like
life.
very specific. I love that. Yeah. The
Yeah.
more specific a story is, the more interesting it is.
I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed the amount of detail that the author went into developing it, and I really wish that they had continued the story so that we could see what happens after it was resolved. At the end, they
Yeah.
did tease that they were going to write more in the same AU, but
Okay.
but they
Okay.
didn't. They didn't.
Oh, when was this written? Like, a long time ago?
2021.
Oh yeah, that shit
finished
not
it
that's not seeing the light of day
2021.
again. Nope, it's over.
It's so
She's
good.
moved on. The writer has moved on.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Oh well, but it's very good
No,
read.
I'll read it. I'll read it. I already bookmarked it, so I can read it
Woo!
later. Hey. Okay. Mine is also a Modazushi fanfic, surprise, surprise. And this one is also based off the Untamed series because there's a character in here called Lan Yi. And Lan Yi is the Lan, like ancient person that is in the cave with the Guqin when they
Yes.
get stuck inside the cave in the first time in the water. So this story is an alternate universe where Wei Ying, when his parents die, he gets picked up by Baoshan Sanren up in the mountains, the immortal. So instead of living with the Zhang family, he is like trained by the immortal, and he meets Xiao Chen earlier. He's given a lot more freedoms, and he has like a happier childhood. And while he's Baoshan Sanren's disciple, he finds out that Baoshan Sanren and Lan Yi used to be in a relationship, but because of like there was like some political stuff that happened and there was like a war, so Lan Yi got sealed in the cave with the tiger seal amulet piece, the yin iron piece, and Baoshan Sanren was like stuck up in her mountain like training disciples instead. And so this story is like it's queer because like, you know, the Wei obviously like starts crushing on Lanzhan, but there's also this like kind of beautiful relationship between Baoshan Sanren and Lan Yi, because basically what happens is that at a younger age, Wei Ying sneaks inside the cloud recesses and finds Lan Yi and realizes that Lan Yi and his master used to be in a relationship, and he ferries like letters back and forth between them so that they can have like they can still communicate and have a relationship with each other, because before they had no way of communicating and they were separated for hundreds of years. So like he's like kind of like helping them reunite, but then one day he gets caught sneaking into the cloud recesses by Lanzhan, who's like doing patrols, and he has to lie. He's like, "Oh yes, I am a student disciple from the Zhang family. Yep, I'm from the Zhang family." And so he gets caught sneaking in. He lies that he's from the Zhang family, and thankfully Zhang Cheng and Zhang Yanli like play along. He's like, "Oh yes, he's from our family, no big deal," because they can see that he's really, really powerful, and they don't want to get him in trouble. So so the rest of the story kind of plays with the like what would happen if the rest of the show went on, like with the Wen family like trying to sneak into the cave to get the yin iron. Like Wen Qing is like basically hired to sneak into the cloud recesses, find the cave, and like steal the iron. But like the twist is that Wei Ying like is in the know of what's going on, and he's able to prevent it and help Wen Qing earlier on. So like it kind of, and also the relationship between Baoshan Sanren and Lan Yi is like really, really beautiful and kind of tragic, and it's like her relationship as like a mother to Wei Ying and her relationship as a lover to Lan Yi. It's so cute because her personality is like really like she's just like that like we were saying earlier, like how it's like tough love. Like she's like so tsundere. She's like, what the fuck's wrong with you stupid brat? But then she like cares for him. So yeah, it's like man, what if Wang had like a loving mother figure in his life, and like he was like not happy, like he was happy and not like struggling.
Yeah.
And the story's not that long. It's like 39,000 words. But it's like I love this reimagining. It's really, really cute. Every character's in there, like Miho Song, Mian Mian, like everyone's in there. And it's a good AU. I loved it. It was a really fun read.
Cute,
Yeah.
fluffy.
Yeah.
I want it.
So fluffy, so fluffy. Yay.
All right.
All right, and that is it for our off topics.
Now it's time to talk about Patreon and read through everybody's comments on Patreon.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's scroll back. Last week was everything after the 28th. Math. Okay. So on episode 38, Bottom Show, Kate Payne says, just finished this fanfic and had to jump on here to tell you guys how much I loved it. Like, holy shit, this was so well written. I really wish some of these fanfic writers would write their own books. This is perfect fluff. My favorite quote from the entire fic was, but what good is a wife when I have Lanzan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
so cute.
That's so cute. Oh man.
Glad you're enjoying it. Oh my gosh.
Yes, read fanfics with us. We can gush about it.
Yes. Yes.
And then episode 39, Uncut Face Boy says, pain. Oh,
Pain.
I'm glad
So
Face
much.
Boy.
But things are turning around.
Yeah,
Things are turning around.
I'm glad that Face Boy has caught up. He caught up real fast. Really
Yeah, you
fast.
just did like a non-stop listening spree.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So those were the comments from Patreon this last week. And then also, we like to shout out our Situan tier. Situan? I always mispronounce it every single time. Situan? Situan? Situan?
I don't know.
Probably.
She's Lin. I don't know.
Situan.
Wait, why don't we just use the Googles?
Yeah. How does it pronounce on Google?
How do you spell it again?
S-H-I.
Shizhen.
Shizhen. Shizhen.
Shizhen.
Sorry, one more time.
Shizhen.
Shizhen.
Shizhen. So there's a little bit of an R in there. You kind of roll your tongue. Shizhen.
Shizhen. Oh my god.
Shizhen.
Shizhen.
Yeah, because S-H-I isn't she, it's shi. Shizhen. Yeah, kind of like the number 4. Is the number 4 in Korean shi? What is the number 4 in Korean?
Set.
Damn it.
Net.
Damn it. Yeah, okay, shi. Shi.
Or sa.
Shizhen. Shizhen.
Shizhen. Shizhen.
All right. Thank
trying
you
my best.
so much to Kate Payne.
Thank you, Kita.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Face Boy.
And thank you, George. I really appreciate you guys supporting us every month. It means a lot. And if you guys haven't already, please follow us on Twitter, Patreon, find us on Spotify and everywhere else you listen to podcasts, probably. And
share us on Twitter. It's a great way to support us for free.
Yes, please do that. Tell all your friends. Tell your mom. Yeah. I'm sure she'll love our podcast.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Okay. And as Xie Lian said, I said, fuck you. Who do you think you are to dare talk to me like this? I am the crown prince. Yeah, bitch. Get it. Get it, boy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dope. Ah, that was good. That was clean. What a nice episode.
It was like...
She closed Zencaster. Wait, can you rejoin it?
I accidentally...
There you go.
Good tab. Am I here?
Yeah, you're here now. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Baka. No, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Oh man, guys, what do you think? What do you think of that episode?
Everything that happened, so much things happened.
Yeah. We spent so long in despair, and we're finally crawling our way out of it. He hit rock bottom.
Literally, he's just in a pit, a human-shaped pit.
Yeah.
It's a Xie Lian-shaped pit.
Yeah, Xie Lian-shaped pit.
So sad.
Oh man.
Man, I really want to see those TikToks of Xie Lian as a villain.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so
just trying
funny.
his best to be a villain. He's like,
so bad.
do these ropes
That'd be
fit me
so
okay?
Okay, he's like, he has like a list of bad things he wants to do, but he's like, no, not this. Maybe we'll just do that tomorrow.
You know, Keeter? Keeter?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, Keeter on TikTok. I want them to do. Their humor is
Oh my god, you
perfect.
should tell them to do it.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god. I should like add them somewhere and be like, hi, I just want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Talk to me about
mutuals.
maybe mutuals. Just want to talk about
Can
things.
you just wait? You'll just tell them we have a podcast and we'd love to get them on to get their like just talk. Just talk.
That's a good idea. Let's schedule
just reach out to
something.
them.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That's a good idea. Okay. Ooh, I like that a lot. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
We should
Cool.
do that for other guests too.
Yeah, like voice actors for certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for listening. We will be back again next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Woo.
See you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.